Welcome to Doc's Download, the podcast edition, where real conversations meet real Buckeye life. I'm your host, Dr. Melissa Shivers, Senior Vice President for Student Life, and better known as Doc, here to bring you stories, strategies, and a few laughs along the way. Whether you're a brand new Buckeye or a seasoned one, consider this your all-access pass to tips, truths, and triumphs straight from the heart of campus. Let's dive in, everybody. Hey, Buckeyes, and welcome back to Doc's Download, the podcast edition, your space for reflection, motivation, and maybe just a tiny bit of Buckeye pride. Not much, just a little bit. I am your host, Doc, and today's episode is all about the Buckeye bucket list. How are we going to finish strong? As we head into finals, we're celebrating our favorite Ohio State memories, bucket list goals before graduation, and sharing a few words of encouragement to give everyone a little pep talk as the semester comes to a close. Joining me today are three incredible Buckeyes. And I know for the listeners, you all say every week, you call them or refer to them as incredible Buckeyes. I'm not even kidding. Like this week, we have truly incredible Buckeyes, and I think it's just a demonstration of how incredible our student body is here at Ohio State. These students have made a lasting impact on Ohio State and beyond, and I am thrilled to have them in the studio today. So let's start with some introductions. Okay, so what I'm going to ask that you do is tell us your name, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're studying, and what you're involved in here at Ohio State, and your favorite thing about Ohio State. I will warn you, that part of the question usually gets tricky for people because they have more than one thing. So I'm going to go ahead and let you off the hook now. You can have two. Max 3, friends. We good? Max of 3, that's it. So I'm going to give you a pass to be able to do that. So telling us your name, what you're studying, the things that you've been involved with at Ohio State, and then also the things that you love about Ohio State. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Emma, we're going to start with you.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Emma Hellenkamp. I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm a junior here at Ohio State. I'm studying sport industry, which has been honestly a kind of a big journey for me because I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I started an exploratory and I was like, I'm here to do all the things and figure out what I want to be and who I want to inspire and what I want to do. And so that is sport industry for me right now. I'm on the dance team here at Ohio State. I absolutely love it. We support all of athletics. We go to almost every event, getting to wear the block O, and it has been seriously such a dream. And then my favorite part about Ohio State, I would say, is the alumni base. I have learned so much since being here, especially being on the dance team, and how much that we honor the past and what they paved for us has been something that I really didn't know was a thing. I'm from San Diego. There's not much college spirit there. And so I came here and everyone who's been to Ohio State or is affiliated with Ohio State has so much pride, and that has been seriously the most incredible thing. So it's probably my favorite part.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And with over 630,000 living alumni.
It's insane.
It makes perfect sense why the alumni base is such a big deal for you, Emma. That's awesome. And I know how much you've contributed to Ohio State and certainly all the time that you give. It's overwhelming to me. And also another person that spends a ton of time giving to Ohio State. And I can't wait. So you have to talk a little bit about Biddle. I imagine that you're going to mention that.
I am.
Big deal. But I want to make sure to set you up to make sure you mention that. Zarek, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so my name's Zarek Ahmed. It's like Eric with a Z in front of it. I'm from Sunbury, Ohio, just north of here. I'm a senior in the traditional BSN program in the College of Nursing. I'm obviously in Biddle. I'm on the drum line. I also work at the James Cancer Hospital in the float pool. Do a little bit of that. And
a little bit of that.
No, the band's amazing. I really enjoy the community outreach aspect of it. We go to a whole bunch of events as well, not just the football games. We support Buckeye-thon and alumni and the whole bit. So
you do a lot. Zarek, so I'm going to take a moment, totally not in the script, as I told you it probably would be. Tell us a little bit about the fact that, and I'm not sure that everybody knows, that you have to try out every year to be a part of Tibittle.
Yes.
Every single year. It's not like you earn your stripes for 4 years. Tell us a little bit about what that's like.
Yeah, so it's stressful because every year there's new people, freshmen that come up that are really good. They march well, they play well. So you really have to be like on your A game. And yeah, it's a process that goes back a long time. I mean, I think we're on like the 148th edition now, so it goes back many years. And this is a process that's been a part of that organization for a long time, because that's how we keep the standards so high, is by making sure that we take the best 228 musicians possible from all over the country. And so that's how that works. So,
it makes it sound easy, and it's so exhausting to me to think about that. But you're right, Zarek. Like, in order to make sure that you have the best of the best, people have to be able to compete every year. Otherwise, you'll get a little bit lackadaisical and, like, I got this. Complacency.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can't afford to do that, not for the best damn band in the land. There's a reason that it's Tibittle, right? Right. Well,
Yes,
I can't wait to jump into more of that with you. Kevin, you're up next. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Caceres Lopez. I'm also a senior. I'm studying environment, economy, development, and sustainability. And some of my involvements, I have a lot.
Okay, Kevin, tell me what that means. I'm sorry. Break that down. You have like 3 majors.
It's all one major within the School of Environment.
Okay.
But it's like 4 different things. It's like environment, economy, development, and sustainability. It's just like the idea that like in order to like fight issues that come with the environment, like the climate crisis and like food security, you need more than just a knowledge on the environment and science. You need to know how the economy works, how communities work. And yeah, it was a very vague major when I came in, so that's why I kind of like it, because I'm like, I could do whatever I want with it.
Yeah, you really can. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, sorry. I had to ask that question.
No, yeah. That's a cool major.
It does sound very cool.
Yeah, my involvements, I've been involved in a lot of things throughout my time here at OSU, but right now I think the core things that I'm really involved in are my fraternity, Alpha Psi Lambda. It's a co-ed Latino fraternity. And then Que Pasa, it's the Latino student magazine here at OSU. So I'm involved with both of those things right now, and they're like my pride and joy right now. Yeah. And then my favorite OSU memory, I would say, or my favorite thing about OSU is honestly the communities. The communities are so strong here. Like in any space you enter, they're so powerful, especially being in like sorority and fraternity life. Like people take not only their organization seriously, but the community very seriously.
Absolutely. Now, listeners, you see why I said that these are 3 incredible Buckeyes. And Emma, I'm excited to know you have 1 more year with us.
Yes.
I made you a senior.
Yes, no,
I had you graduating. You have 1 more year. So
Still got time.
That means you get to come back. And you'll be able to make more
Yes.
memories. And your Buckeye list, your bucket list will continue to grow. All right. Let's start with Zarek. Zarek, tell me, in thinking about this and looking back over your time at Ohio State, what is one of your most favorite memories from your time as a Buckeye?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. Wow. I would say the national championship was definitely an amazing memory for sure. Jeez.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one. That's
good.
a big.
You have
that's a
so
big
many.
One.
I know that. I can't imagine. I mean, you all get to
Yeah.
see so much and have access to so much. I bet it's really difficult to narrow to one.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's a
later
lot.
you can just come back with something
Yeah.
else.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and by the way, what about this one? All right, Emma, you.
You did steal mine. Mine was also the national championship, but I have two. We went to our nationals in Florida, and we took a plane the next morning and went straight to footballs, and it was the craziest 48 hours of my life. It feels like a fever dream. We look back on it and we're like, there's no way that was real life for us. And we're just so grateful to be at footballs, be at ours, be able to win both and support football in theirs and them also support us in ours. So that was really incredible. And then another memory is my team went to the World Championship my freshman year. And so we usually just go to nationals. Ohio State dance team has never gone to Worlds before. And my freshman year, spring semester, usually our season is like winding down and our coach was like, we have this opportunity to go represent the United States. And we were like, what? This is insane. Like, I'm a freshman. I just got here. I would have never imagined that. So that was another core memory that you talk about bucket list. What an amazing thing to cross off a bucket list. So.
That you didn't even plan for.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, you had no idea. You had no idea that you all would go to nationals, snatch a natty, and then you would come back to watch the football team snatch a natty.
Literally.
In the same year.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Where does that happen? The period, full stop.
Yeah.
Taking a moment to kind of boast about us.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It was amazing.
What a life.
I know. I'm so grateful. My roommates are dancers too, and we just sometimes sit in the kitchen and are like, wow, we are so lucky to be at the Ohio State on the dance team, supporting the athletic teams that are amazing, supporting the band that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kind of unreal, right?
Yeah,
when
it really
you think
is.
about it. All right, Kevin, tell us about your favorite Buckeye memory.
Ooh, my favorite Buckeye memory. I would say it's a more recent one. Last semester, I had the great privilege and honor of being inducted into Sphinx, the 119th class of Sphinx. It's the Ohio State Senior Honorary. And it was a really great memory because I'm an out-of-state student, so I'm out here not really all by myself because I have obviously my Buckeyes with me, but it was one of the first times that my family came from New Jersey to come here to see me, and it was a surprise. So you can just imagine my face when I see not only like all my favorite Buckeyes, but also like my family, like all like there cheering me on. So it was a very emotional moment. I definitely shed a few tears, but it was honestly just really awesome because it felt like celebrating a lot of the hard work that I put into like getting to where I am. And then also just being able to show my pride for like Ohio State and just being able to like just show everyone back home too that like, hey, like we can go like pretty far. We can go like really far and make it at like a really great university like Ohio State University.
Sphinx Link. I had no idea that you are also in Sphinx. They hid that information from me.
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a 117th class.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
yes.
I know. Sorry, everybody. We just had our own moment right here. We're live. Just kidding. That's awesome.
Amazing.
That's awesome. How lovely that your family got to come down and be a part of that. That was awesome and so special. So special, particularly coming from New Jersey.
It was a really great day. I loved it so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, you all, these are just some of the great examples of the different ways that Buckeyes create lasting memories, from the field to the sidelines to serving the community. So now let's talk about the bucket list items. For those of you that perhaps may not be familiar with what a bucket list is, it's the list that you make of, here are the things that I want to do before I leave Ohio State. Here's something that I want to make sure I check off my list. As a reminder, as an alum, you're always welcome to come home. Always welcome to come back home. However, before you leave as an undergraduate, I know there've got to be things that you all have on that bucket list. So I'm going to ask you to share. We're going to start with the seniors first. And then, Emma, because you still have a year to add to your bucket list. So, Kevin, let's start with you. What's that bucket list item for you? I got to get this done before I graduate.
Ooh, there's a lot of really hard ones. I would say one of the biggest things, for me at least, is take some really fun classes. Like, take some really, really fun classes. I tried to play around a little bit with my schedule just because I mentioned, like, my major is really vague. So I tried to play around and, like, add some interesting classes. But it really wasn't until, like, this year, my senior year, that I can start taking those, like, fun classes. Like, next semester, I'm signed up for, like, indoor rock climbing and, like, strength training. And it's, like, those...
Get fit before you leave. That's right.
Exactly.
That's so
like,
fun.
That's right.
There's these, like, super cool classes that not only, like, help you like prepare yourself and your body and stuff for like life after college, but
Yeah.
also just like are a nice wind down from all like these stressful exams and midterms that I just really encourage everybody to take advantage of. And it doesn't just have to be like physical activity if you're not into that. I took a photography class like my sophomore year, and while I wasn't really that into photography at first, like it got me like inspired. Like I carry a camera around so much now.
That's
like
fantastic.
I just love it.
I love that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. And, when you talk about the fitness piece, it really also helps to set you up for continuing that when you graduate, right? If you weren't able to spend a lot of time in the gym or a lot of time working on your own mental health, taking classes like that at the end of your tenure really help perhaps just kind of set you up for a lifestyle change as you leave Ohio State. So I love that recommendation of doing something fun, taking fun classes that don't require a lot of extra thinking. Or perhaps studying as well.
Yes, for
Maybe
sure.
a little bit. You're studying. I know you're always studying, Kevin. Zarek.
Well, of course, the biggest one is I want to beat Michigan. So I can't believe I said that word. But yes, I do want to beat them because I haven't yet in my career here. And then another thing I really would like to do is like take an opportunity to give back in a way. So like maybe become a TA or like a peer tutor of some sort, because now that I have the experience of taking those more advanced courses, and especially in the College of Nursing, like using that as an opportunity to give back to the younger people who are coming up and rising up. So I'd like to do that.
That's incredible. And that's a bucket list item, is to focus on giving back. I mean, again, y'all are amazing human beings. That's incredible. Well, Emma, you have a year.
Yes.
A year and a semester to think about this more. But if you had to think about it right now and you were leaving in May, what is the one thing that you would say, I have to do this?
I was saying I want to go to as many athletic events as I can as a spectator. I feel like I go to so many and I'm on and I'm dancing and I'm doing all the things, and I want to go to them and just support the Buckeyes from like the fan experience that I don't really get to. And we have so many incredible events here. So I was saying that, and then I also want to just say yes to as many things as possible. I feel like I meet so many people that are involved in so many things, and sometimes I find myself like, oh, I'm tired, or I have a long day. And I'm like, I should say yes more to things that around campus, get involved more, stuff outside of athletics. So yeah, say yes more.
Well, you have 36 sports that you would have to try to attend. So you should start now.
I should start. I have the time though.
You have the time.
I have the time.
You should start right now
Yes.
to get to all of those. And maybe I
Exactly.
can hang out with you, because it's
Perfect.
also on my bucket list to try to attend at least one of every sport.
Yes, we can do it together.
We can do it together, Emma.
perfect.
Y'all heard it. Somebody has to hold us accountable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I'm excited.
very awesome.
Got time, so.
You got time.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it. All right, everybody. As we are preparing to head into finals week, it can be an incredibly stressful time. And I know that at least two of you have had a couple of finals before. And as you think about sort of wrapping up your experience in May and thinking about how stressful finals can be, what would you say to your fellow Buckeyes who are trying to finish the semester strong? I'm thinking a lot about our first years. Well, this will be their very first final season at college. And then for others, this will also be their last year taking finals. What would you want to share with them about how to finish strong? Whoever wants to start.
I could start.
Perfect.
I would definitely say don't do it alone. That's the biggest thing. Don't do the whole finals thing or even midterms. Don't do that by yourself. And what I mean by that is, one, surround yourself by your community. Like, it's a lot more fun and sometimes it's even easier to study with friends. Like, they hold you accountable. You all hold each other accountable. And you learn probably a lot better when you're in like a more relaxed environment than when you're like stressed out in like the middle of Thompson.
Thompson's a good place, by the way.
Yes, it
Thompson's
is a good place.
But being in Thompson with friends.
Yes,
is a good idea.
That I've definitely been in Thompson, especially those little study rooms with friends. Just like cracking away at all those like exam questions and just being like, okay, what do we need to know for this exam? Especially if they're in the same classes as you, perfect. Like perfect, help each other. Another thing is there's a lot of university support as well. There's like a lot of wellness center support as well. I know I personally take advantage a lot of like counseling and consultation services. Like exam season can be really hard on you. Like you don't realize it, but sometimes you can like accidentally skip on meals, accidentally neglect your health, accidentally not sleep enough. And these wellness center resources, like they'll help you a lot. And I think the last thing would just be take time to celebrate. Like once you're done with that last exam or even like that really hard one that you were really scared about, even if you don't feel like you did the best, celebrate the fact that you finished a semester at OSU. Like you did it, another one is out of the way, you got it, and now you can take some time to celebrate with your friends, with your family, and just like be happy that you made it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love the reference to resources and not being afraid to ask for help and to ask for support and doing things with friends. It doesn't just have to be the social things that we do with our friends. It can be the really hard things that you're sharing in community with somebody else who understands, right, the struggle, but you also want to be helpful to one another. That's great, Kevin. Thank you. Emma.
Ooh, that's good. I feel like my team, we separate by like major and we create study groups. So like you said, getting with your friends and creating study groups, I feel like is so helpful. I focus a lot on self-care. I love doing a face mask to like relax myself or just know myself and what I need, and whether that's like a quick nap or go get a meal and get out of the house or light a candle while I'm working, stuff like that. I feel like it's really important to know yourself, know what you need, and be patient with yourself through the whole process. You're not always going to get everything right away, and a lot of things take a lot of time of studying and flashcards and memorization and all the things. And I see my friends go through it, I go through it myself, and it's important to be patient with others and yourself, I feel like, through the process.
That's beautiful. And very encouraging, right?
Yeah.
That notion of taking care of yourself while you're trying to also do perhaps one of the hardest things you've ever done.
Yeah.
But recognizing and keeping that center focus on, if I'm in a good place, then I will be able to accomplish these things. But if I'm not, it can be really challenging to be successful. Sarah.
Well, I don't want to sound cliche, but do not procrastinate. Start early.
It's true.
Start
What's early? What's your definition of early?
Goodness. More than a week, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely more than a week. You want to start looking at things, especially the earlier material for sure. You want to start looking at that because it's been a while. And then I love what she said about the process. Like, enjoy the process, because it's going to be over before you know it. So even though it might seem like in the moment you're super, in the weeds and you're really grinding, just know that it's going to end at some point. And then what else was I going to say? Yeah, I really like what everybody else said.
Yeah,
but start early and enjoy it.
Enjoy
the
it.
Process.
Yeah. So what about our first year students who'll be going home after their finals, and they'll be going home and having an extended period of time there, celebrating with their family? Kevin, still sounds like one of the things they should do. But what else might you recommend as students go home for the first time for an extended period of time after their first semester as Buckeyes? Any thoughts about that?
I think it's very different for everyone. I'm from somewhere really far away. So for me, it was very exciting to go back home, see my family, and I found myself wanting to come back. But that's because I'm very independent and I loved having life here. But some people go home and I think they're like, wow, this gets really comfortable, especially being there for a period of time, and you get into your old routine maybe. So I think it's important to remember, if you are missing Columbus, then you are excited to come back. But if you're getting a little comfortable at home, just know that the second semester is going to be even better. It just goes up. Seriously, from my freshman year to now, I'm like, every semester just gets better, and I love it here even more. So I think you will find your home here, even if it feels like home is still home at that point. I think just trusting the process of college and the whole shebang. So yeah, I would say that.
That's awesome. Thanks, Emma.
100%. I agree. After my first like long break from OSU, I missed campus so much. I think it's just like, I think after like going into college, you get like this really nice sense of independence and freedom of just, well, I can leave whenever I want to go get Buckeye donuts. Like, and then back at
Buckeye
home,
donuts.
yeah, I could go whenever I
Critical.
want to get Buckeye donuts. But then back at home, it's like, oh, Mom, can I please go get donuts? So I definitely missed OSU and like the independence, and then the friends, like all the amazing people you meet, and like all the really like cool like communities that you build. So I would say for the freshmen, like I know you're gonna miss campus a little bit, but also like enjoy some time with your family, because your family really misses you too. They really miss you, and they might be a little overbearing, especially when you first come back. Ask
Just
too many
a little
questions,
bit.
just a little bit. Ask too many questions, and maybe ask for too much information, and you just want to be like, can I
Yes.
please sleep in? But it's
Yes.
okay. Just enjoy the time that you have with the people who love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
that.
'Cause
Yeah,
they
I
may
was-
ask a lot of questions, be a little nosy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not used to that. You've had
They ask, who's this in
6
this
months
picture?
away. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair.
I was just gonna add in, share your experience. Share your experiences with your loved ones and your friends. If you go back home, like tell them like how great it is to be a Buckeye and to be a part of the family in Columbus. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so fun because I have the opportunity to interact a lot with parents. And I send a communication out closer to the end of the semester where I sort of prep them for you all coming home. And they're going to hear, oh, I love Ohio State. I love being in Columbus. And they may hear that differently. They may hear that you've forgotten about home and that you don't love it nearly as much. So you've got to think about sort of how you frame that for them. They are also incredibly happy to know that you are at peace and love this place. They want to know that you are good because that makes them feel so much better about having you, whether it's a short distance or a long distance away. They also want to hear that joy in your voice. So be thoughtful about how you communicate your excitement, and don't communicate a lot of, okay, I've been here 2 days and I'm ready to go back to Columbus. That will devastate them in all kinds of ways. But I will say, for the most part, they are thrilled that you're happy and so happy to have you home. So be present with them as much as you possibly can. That's my little piece of advice there, thinking about my parents and families out there who are like, I don't want them to be too excited to go back already. It's so fun because I also talk to parents who say, I don't understand. Why don't they want to come home for Michigan week? And I say, oh, we've got to have a whole conversation about that. In particular, when we're playing at home. Because they either go home for a shortened period of time and nobody really prepared them for that shortened visit because you all just tell them, oh yeah, I'm going back on Friday morning. And they're like, what? We thought we had you for the weekend. So prep them if you're planning to go to that team up north, that school up north, during the break, go ahead and prep them for that so that there's clarity around that before you. Would you all say that's probably good advice
Oh,
to
for
do?
sure.
Good
Prep them
advice.
for that early departure.
Definitely.
So they haven't wrapped their heads quite around that yet. Not
My mom
quite.
wasn't used to the short breaks. I'm like, oh, I gotta go back. But she got used to it quick. Communication is key for sure.
It is critical. It is critical. And I love the idea of just really taking finals in and knowing that it's temporary. It's one of the things that you do, but it's not everything that you do. And so resilience and building those relationships really does help to make it through some of those more challenging times. Any last minute thoughts? Like you have this nugget that you want to make sure you share before they turn these microphones off. Anything that you want to share about your Buckeye memories and or advice to students and parents and families?
I would kind of reiterate what I said earlier, like ask for help. I know I'm a very prideful person, especially when it came to OSU. I did not ask for help. And I I don't want to say I regret that because I did end up finding the resources that I needed, but I would say I would have avoided a lot of stress had I asked for help a lot earlier. So to all my new Buckeyes and even the older Buckeyes too, ask for help. And that can come in many forms. That can come in like, hey, can you help me clean my room? Or, hey, can you help connect me to like a counselor? Like definitely ask for help.
Absolutely. I say the best Buckeyes, the most successful Buckeyes are the ones who ask for help and have no shame around it. None. Even if the person that you're talking to doesn't know exactly where to go, they can help you figure it out. And there's something pretty comforting about knowing that there's a fellow Buckeye who is as invested in your success as you are. And I would say that we're a campus community that wants every student to be successful. So I love that piece of advice. Emma?
I just feel so lucky I still have time here, and you guys have such great advice and from your time here, and your stories are very inspiring. So I feel really lucky to be here and listening to it, and I think everyone listening who probably has even more time than me is going to take what you guys have to say and really use it, and it's going to really impact their experience here. So I'm just really grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Derek, anything?
Yeah, I would just say enjoy it while it lasts. Because the time will come where it's all over. But also is like you're taking your coursework and everything, make sure that you're learning it to use it in your profession and as you move forward. Don't just learn it for an exam or a test or an assignment. Like truly learn for the sake of learning it so that you can use it because, as Buckeyes, we want to have an impact in this country and around the globe. We want to make a difference, and in order to do that, you have to remember everything you're learning here and be able to put it into practice.
Yeah, connecting the dots, right? From that first semester of courses to the very last one, there should be a thread throughout that 4-year experience that connects the dots for you. And that when you're able to go out and live in the world, you're able to take those pieces and apply them in ways that make sense for you, but also, I love that, to the world. And because that's what Buckeyes do, right? We don't just focus in Columbus. We are national. We're big. We're everywhere. We're incredible. I don't know. I just feel very lucky, as Emma said, too. So to all of our listeners out there, whether you are checking off your own Buckeye bucket list or you're just trying to push through to that last exam or write that very last paper, keep your head high. Take a lot of pride in your journey and know that you all have what it takes to be great and to finish strong. This has been Docs Download, the podcast edition, where Buckeyes reflect, recharge, and get ready for what's next. Until next time, keep that Buckeye pride shining. And as absolutely always, go Bucks!
Go Bucks!
Yay, go Bucks!
That's right. Woo! This program is a presentation of the Office of Student Life at The Ohio State University, recorded in the studios of WOSU Public Media. Your engineer is Dalton Jones, producers J. Randall Hicks and Matthew Swearingen, and executive producer Jen Vandemark. The views expressed are those of the host and guest and do not necessarily reflect those of the university. Join us next time for another edition of Docs Download, the podcast.